Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arteta says 24-year-old Arsenal player is phenomenal. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has congratulated Eddie Nketiah for making the latest England team. The Gunners boss was speaking to the Arsenal media team ahead of Sunday's Premier League trip to Manchester United. Nketiah has begun the season well for the Gunners, registering 2 goals in their opening 3 Premier League games. Gareth Southgate has rewarded the Arsenal ace with a spot in his Three Lions squad for September's international fixtures. England face Ukraine in Wrocław, Poland in a Euro 2024 qualifier on Saturday, September 9. They then head to Hampton Park to take on Scotland in a friendly on Tuesday, September 12. Nketiah will hopefully get the chance to make his senior England debut after a record-breaking stunt with the under-21s. The Arsenal ace is the young Lions' all-time top scorer, with 16 goals coming in 17 caps at that level. And Arteta, speaking at his pre-match press conference on Friday, was full of praise for Nketiah. He said, "So pleased. If somebody deserves it in this squad, that's him. An academy player who had some moments when his pathway wasn't clear and he had to fight his way through. I love his mentality, his work rate, and how much he loves his game. In this country, you have to be phenomenal to play at this level. I'm so happy for him." It's great to see Nketiah shine for Arsenal, and just as good to see him rewarded for his efforts with an international call-up. There have been several occasions where his Gunners' future seemed uncertain, but he has worked hard and is now reaping the rewards. Under Arteta, Arsenal's standards have become sky high, so it speaks volumes that Nketiah has broken into the regular picture. Hopefully, we'll see more of the same in the England picture. Better still, his call-up comes at a good time with an international tournament just months away. Mikel Arteta says he's been blown away by one Arsenal player in a training. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta says he absolutely loves Kai Havertz and has urged fans to show him some love. The German has come under a lot of criticism recently. His performances in the first 3 games haven't really pleased Gunners supporters, and several pundits have had a go at him as well. Arteta has now had his say in his press conference. Arsenal signed Kai Havertz from Chelsea in a deal worth £65 million in June. Many eyebrows were raised when Mikel Arteta sanctioned this move, and a number of pundits had a go at the decision before the German even kicked a ball. That criticism has continued now, and after Arsenal's 2-2 draw against Fulham last week, and almost everybody started pointing the finger at Havertz. Arteta was asked about him in his press conference yesterday, and the Arsenal boss raved about how good he has been in training. He then urged the fans to show him some love. He said, as quoted by TalkSport, "I will tell you what I feel about him, that I love him and I see his qualities every day in training. His work rate is excellent. A lot of the things he does at the front of the team is so good. The visual one, the one with the stats, is what is missing at the moment. To put the ball in the net and to arrive on those and have a different impact on the game, but for the rest, it's there. It's difficult to ask, especially our people in our stadium and our supporters, for more, but my feeling is give him love and we will get the best out of him." Arteta has been convinced from the first day that Havertz will come good for Arsenal. The 24-year-old German is a hugely talented player, but his spell at Chelsea over the last 3 years was really underwhelming, even though he is the reason why they won the Champions League. Havertz has been very good for Arsenal off the ball so far this season, but we need to see him do much more in front of goal and around the box. Arsenal take on Manchester United tomorrow in what is a huge game. It will be interesting to see if Havertz will keep his place in the side. Keown thinks 23-year-old may be about to start first Arsenal game this season. Martin Keown believes that Fabio Vieira showed that he should perhaps be starting ahead of Kai Havertz after his cameo for Arsenal against Fulham last week, and Keown was speaking on Talksport as Havertz continues to endure a difficult start to life at the Emirates following his move to Arsenal in the summer. Arsenal fans were given reason for encouragement after Fabio Vieira came off the bench against the Cottagers. Obviously, the Portuguese have had a tough time since moving to North London. His first season was largely underwhelming, but he got a chance to show what he could do against Marco Silva's side, replacing Kai Havertz just before the hour mark, and he took the chance. He won the penalty that allowed Bukayo Saka to equalize, and he provided the assist for Eddie Nketiah to put Arsenal ahead. With Havertz really struggling to hit the ground running, plenty of Arsenal fans would not mind seeing the 24-year-old drop out of the side, and Keown believes that Vieira has done enough to earn a starting spot ahead of the clash with Manchester United this weekend. He said, "What I would say for those detractors, I think Vieira, who came off the bench, was a completely different animal. He is a player that many said the previous season wasn't really good enough. Well, he showed when he came off the bench that he should perhaps be playing in front of Havertz, and maybe there is going to be some big changes for this game. It may be the best thing to take Havertz out of the starting lineup after dropping points against Fulham. It already feels imperative that Arsenal win against Erik ten Hag's side. It would be a brave call to stick with Havertz, therefore, and it may give the Arsenal fans a bit of a boost if Vieira or Smith Rowe find themselves promoted into the team." Everton actually considered signing fantastic Arsenal player before deadline day. Everton were apparently one of the clubs who showed interest in signing Arsenal Portuguese defender Cedric Soares this week. The 32-year-old was expected to leave the Gunners before last night's deadline, but no club came forward to sign him. ESPN's James Ollie has now revealed that Everton actually considered him. Arsenal signed Cedric Soares initially on loan in January 2020. That move was made permanent in the following summer, but the Portuguese fullback was never quite the first choice at the club. Arsenal sent Cedric to Fulham on loan at the start of the year, and since he returned, they have been desperate to offload him permanently. The hope was he would move on yesterday, and Everton apparently showed interest in making a move to sign him earlier this week. However, no move materialized in the end. Ole tweeted, "Everton and Olympiacos showed some interest in Arsenal defender Cedric Soares this week. Didn't materialize into anything yesterday, but still time for Olympiacos if they choose to pursue him. Greek transfer deadline is September 11. Arsenal did everything they could to move many of their players on in the summer transfer window. The Gunners sold Rob Holding, Austin Trusty, Pablo Mari, Matt Turner, Granit Xhaka and Folarin Balogun, while Nuno Tavares, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Kieran Tierney and Marquinhos were all loaned out. The two that missed out on moves were Nicolas Pepe and the fantastic Cedric. Arsenal will be hoping clubs from other leagues where the transfer window is still open will make a move for the two players in the coming days. Journalist reckons the great striker could end up signing for Arsenal next year now. The transfer window is closed, but the rumor mill never stops. Indeed, while it may be the end of the transfer season for another few months, we are still going to be talking about potential moves on almost a daily basis in the coming weeks. One player who, quite simply, couldn't move this summer was Toney. The Brentford striker is currently banned from football, so in turn, he couldn't get his move. However, it feels as though it may just be a matter of time before Toney gets his move, and the striker has been tipped for a move to Arsenal. It has been stated that Arsenal are considering a move for the striker this time next year, and the Mail's Ollie Holt has also tipped the striker to end up at the Emirates in 12 months' time when speaking on the Mail's transfer deadline live stream. Holt shared his verdict on where Toney will end up. He said, "Putting you on the spot 12 months' time, who will Ivan Toney be playing for? I always bow to Sami's knowledge, and he said there about Arsenal. I think Toney is a great fit. I hope Kai Havertz works out for Arsenal. I'm not sure it will work out. And if it doesn't, I think that will increase Arsenal's keenness to sign him. So if I had to have a guess, I would say Arsenal. It remains to be seen whether or not Arsenal do indeed get this deal done next summer, but if they do, they will have a truly brilliant attack. Toney is an attacker ready-made for a big six club. He is lethal in front of goal and fantastic in the build-up as well. He'd take to life at Arsenal like a duck to water, and if this rumor does come to fruition, Arsenal will be incredibly strong heading into next season. The Gunners are continuing to build in exciting manner. William Saliba says Newcastle have an amazing player he is never played against. William Saliba has been full of praise for Newcastle's Alexander Isak. Speaking on the Sky Sports Premier League YouTube channel, Saliba was asked to rank some of the best strikers in the Premier League, and he picked Isak as being third behind both Erling Haaland and Marcus Rashford. Interestingly, Saliba has never actually played against Isak in his career, but based on what he's seen from the striker at Newcastle so far, he believes he is a top player. The Arsenal defender spoke highly of the Newcastle man. He said, I would probably say Haaland and then Rashford second, and then Isak. I never played against him, but I saw him. He is so good as well. These two have never met before due to a mix of injuries and team selections, but they are bound to clash this season, and it will be an interesting battle when they do. Indeed, Isak is one of the fastest and strongest strikers in the game today, and you could say the same for Saliba amongst the centre halves in Europe. It will be a clash of the titans when these two go head to head, and in all honesty, we can't wait to see it. Newcastle versus Arsenal is always a fantastic fixture, and it could be even better when Saliba and Isak are both on the pitch. Every incoming and outgoing deal Arsenal completed in the transfer. Arsenal concluded another transfer deadline day on Friday, with boss Mikel Arteta welcoming a few last-ditch signings and sanctioning a raft of outgoings. All in all, a great window for the Gunners. The North London club have invested wisely in some top-quality players. So with that in mind, here are Arsenal's confirmed signings and outgoings. Full list of Arsenal signings: David Raya from Brentford, loan; Kai Havertz from Chelsea, £65 million; Declan Rice from West Ham, £105 million; Jurriën Timber from Ajax, £38 million. The outgoings: Valérien Balogun to Monaco, £34.3 million; Kieran Tierney to Real Sociedad loan; Matt Turner to Nottingham Forest, £10 million; Granit Xhaka to Bayer Leverkusen, £21.4 million; Pablo Mari to Monza, undisclosed; Austin Trusty to Sheffield United, £5 million; Nikolai Moller to Gallen, undisclosed; Mazid Ogongbo to Barrow, undisclosed; Matt Smith to Wigan, free; Ainsley Maitland-Niles to Lyon, free; Bandera to Colchester, loan; Hubert Grazik to Slough Town, loan; Billy Vigar to East Burnley, loan; Mika Bjerth to Motherwell, loan; Zach Awe to Southampton, free; Charlie Patino to Swansea, loan; Marquinhos to Nantes, loan; Ben Cottrell to Mura, undisclosed; Tom Smith to Colchester, free; Joel Ideho, released; George Lewis, released; Khalil Green, released; Alexander Kovacevic, released; Kwamina, released; Roberts, released; Bronarson to Cardiff, loan; John Jules to Derby, loan; Brooke Norton-Cuffy, Millwall, loan; Nuno Tavares to Nottingham Forest, loan; Nathan Bolter to Cheltenham, loan; Arthur Okonkwo to Wrexham, loan; Rob Holding to Crystal Palace, £2 million or £4 million; Sambi Lokonga to Luton Town, loan. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.